All players drop down, they'll probably go through the window, and Henny will be there to take some aggro away for them as they go towards the A site. Still commit towards B, of course, depends how the initial interactions go. They find the first couple of kills or some rotating frags from B, they could always fall back as well, but that looks like the initial setup for me at least. The smoke has been deployed. And in we go.
Down by Neo already. Bialy, good setup as they get inside of the drop. VP sets a crossfire for it. You can hold it passively, I suppose. Virtus.pro shows us how that's done. And he's going to be the next and last to try and go in toward the site. Gets a pick on Bialy, but he's no snacks. And this is Pasha to take him down 1-0 Virtus.pro.
Rather anticlimactic, I have to say, there from Immortals. You're completely ravished as they came in towards the B bomb site there. It seemed like there was one taps all over the place. Immortals, no bomb going down, will be forced by in the second. But there, that was actually towards the B site, getting towards drop down, sure, but Virtus.pro crossfires all over the site, long range duels, and managing to win every single one. I think they gave away one kill there. So, interesting enough though, Virtus.pro with 3 MP9s. Is this an adjustment of their new game plan? I haven't seen this before. UMP, sure, but not MP9s at this stage. Like, they're not really that versatile. You can't really use them for the first gun round, but that's one of them gone. I'm not sure I agree with this purchase from them. You know you're up against armor as well with the Tech 9. Their bomb went down. Gets one back in return. Or was it drop down?
Snacks and Steel gone, so 4 vs 4 forces Virtus.pro to be a little bit more passive. MP9's in play for them. Maybe we'll see the return of the snake.
That would be nice.
In the grass, it literally is that time, Henry.
Yep. Virtus.pro, yeah, that's one of the, I guess, most well-known strategies on this map. The eco setup towards the middle.
Yeah, that's the thing. They have to be on an eco. Right now they're in control.
But yeah, interesting idea. 3 MP9s, one of them's gone down. We do have a scout for Henny, of course. KNG with the picked up SMG. They're going back towards B. No nades, that's the problem on Cobblestone. 45 seconds as well. Pasha tucking himself in that tight corner. Good for one frag, probably, with no utility to flush him out. Will be baited in by his teammates. Good incendiary, perfect usage FIVP, just to buy them some more time.
Pasha at the archway, Molotov in front, but not deployed onto him. Flashes himself, gets flashed in by his teammate, I should say. Teammate being Neo. He only gets 1 kill out of it, but gets the information they're all there. They act accordingly on the Virtus.pro side, and again, it's just Henny that remains. They try and chase him down. Goes back with the scout. Desperate attempt at this point. Get close on the UMP, so SMG's getting all of the kills. Lots of money built up for Virtus.pro, and they go 2-0 over Immortals.
Yeah, pretty decent round from Virtus.pro. Got a bit scary at the start, losing the first weapon, but Immortals there, as we said. It's always so difficult in those second round force buys at the T's, because you don't really get the grenades to work. If you get those Tech 9s, I think you're better off going something very fast and overwhelming. 5 players in the same position. Maybe drop down or danger, fast up middle. I think when you do a default round like that, sure, you might get 1 pick, but then how you actually get into the bomb site. It's going to be round number 3, full eco here. Only $300 invested into this round. Immortals with 1 P250. They'll go towards B. It's so unlikely. It's not like train B bomb site where you can just walk in and hopefully get a trade and get a bomb down. It's very, very unlikely you'll get this on Cobblestone. Probably be aiming for 1 or 2 kills at best. Pasha might be able to give it to him as well. He's only got a pistol here on the upper platform, doing considerable damage with steel. That nade might just finish him off. He moves out of position, so that's fine.
Shot Pasha. He does move him out, but Tech 9 still going to pick apart. When trying to get close to the site. Tech 9 Pasha suggests that he might be going to the AWP early. We know Snacks has been playing with it a little bit more recently. He meanwhile has the UMP top middle. A side finds Henny. Neo will close out Steel. 3-0. This time all 5 stay alive, continuing to build up some cash. 1 kill this time for Taz on a rifle, but they'll upgrade, and an AWP immediately for Pasha, so hence the save on the Tech 9. He got 1 kill with the MP9 in the last round, 1 on the Tech in the last, and he's set and ready.
Well, there it is. I was speculating as to whether they maybe change the AWP role for this event. Pasha will be on the main AWP, though, for the looks of things. Snacks can definitely AWP this map as well. No bombs down in his first 3 rounds for Immortals, so no AWP for them. They're quite an AWP-centric team with the likes of Henny and KNG available to them, but they still have to just do it with AK-47s. Pasha, like you said, stepping up with the AWP. Towards the big platform, that's where he usually plays. Misses the first shot. Might get another chance to take it here. Quite a slow round from Immortals generally. Looking for some mid-control as well. Snacks and Taz hold towards long A.
Pasha down toward the drop position. Rather looking that direction down the corridor at B. Top drop definitely occupied. And he, meanwhile, close to long A, has Snacks trying to get aggressive with him. Bolt is found boosted. Found Boltsted, but it's Pasha that finds the kill from the AWP. So both sides of the sites and map being worked on. They try and play a pick strategy on Immortals. Snacks will back off. Doesn't have a whole lot of support out toward the corner at long where he was playing. There is support from Taz inside of the site, so they go more passive. That'll give a little more map control to Immortals, but a boost up for Snacks on the UMP.
We haven't seen this boost in quite a while.
And not with a UMP either.
Yeah.
But it's going to be Taz that goes forward of it, so it actually double stacks toward the bottom of middle, which is now shown. Snacks doesn't get the chance to back off, but it does bait in Taz. Only 2 kills. Lucas is able to pull it back, but AKs. And Henny going in from long. Still don't have a lot to work with, despite the fact that its rotation's coming around. Henny gets 1 kill, Pasha's there in the AWP. Bomb's not yet planted, 20 seconds. If they get toward Romeo, they can actually cut off the cross. They won't get there in time, so Lucas should get a plant out. He's going to make sure he smokes off and plants hotspot, oddly enough, which is the most exposed position, but it now gives him a better chance to immediately react once the bomb goes down. Bialy and Pasha both inside the site toward the APC, waiting patiently to see if Lucas gets impatient on the other side of it, see if he'll peek too early. They've got time to work with. They each have a kit. Lucas has gone to the barrels, which gives him a forward angle, but good trade. Virtus.pro played that perfectly together. Nice and patient, waited for Lucas to make the move.
Yeah, absolutely. That's really cool. Just get his information. Like, he's going to have to peek at some point. He has no idea whether they're walking up, pincering him. He spots one player on the APC. Bialy, though, like he said, very calm. Manages to recover the AWP as well. Good round there from Virtus.pro. As Pasha, they kick things off with the upper platform pick towards the B site. Funneled them in towards A, and then we saw the boost actually working against Snacks there as well. He looked down for somebody. He's looking at the floor. Didn't really make sense to me. I could see at the top of the screen the player walks in. It's horrible timing. Not really sure what he was looking for there, but his teammate Taz stepping up with the Famas gets 2 frags. Pasha with the rotating kill, and now we have the double AWP set up. This is something Virtus.pro do like to run. Snacks, very aggressive AWPer, and he's going towards long A as usual. This is his favourite part of the map, of course. Using incendiaries to buy himself some time. But KNG with the first frag finds Bialy. That's going to be towards drop down. He's actually got in the connector very quickly here. I don't think they'll be ready for this.
Taz definitely have to play reverse role at this point in time. Already in this site. Good entry from Steel. Good shot from Snacks to fight from his corner, literally at long. Trying to cover off both angles as Lucas is going to work up from danger as well. He's on to a suspicion. He's got a hunch, but hasn't done anything of it. He's going to play it more passive. Quite smart, actually, to back all the way off of this as well. Create an angle that's favorable, but he had to go back at some point, and Lucas just got there in time. Pasha has one of the other ops. The other op, I should say, on the CT side. He'll try and save that at this point, no doubt. So Immortals will pick up their first round on round 5, our second full gun round. Good news, though, for Virtus.pro is that they have been accumulating money quite quickly. They've invested quite a bit over the last few rounds with AWPs and whatnot, but they've got enough left over.
Especially if Pasha saves this AWP for sure. That's a faster round for Immortals, though. KNG is completely out-dueling Bialy by himself in the drop-down. Got to connect to fast as well. He's stopping those rotations. He's just staying alive as long as he possibly can. Then it's down to Snacks and Taz, who couldn't really get much done there at the long A position. Snacks, one of the best players in the world, I'd say, at long A. Only gets 1 kill with the AWP and then shut down by the rotating player. It's going to be the first round posted for Immortals here as we go into round number 6. Money's still okay, like we said. Virtus.pro do save the AWP. They purchased a second one, so that's where they want to be, it seems. Double AWP setup is their preferred stance for now. The other players, though, meaning they're down to pistols. Neo 5-7, same story for Bialy as well. Henny now on the AWP. The main AWPer, of course, for Immortals. Does have KNG by inside if required. For now, though, it's Snacks alone on the A side. Does have Taz rotating in, but Snacks with the first shot finds Lucas, falls back as well. No refrag opportunity for the terrorist side. Gets himself into another position, a different line, as he knows he has to work a bit harder here, considering he has 2 players just on pistols.
So Snacks again playing from the corner at long. CT side corner, not pushed out toward the bales. He'll watch and spot KNG sitting completely unaware that he was on his right side, KNG's right side. He was expecting him to come from the site itself, so gets a free shot. They do pull it back. Steel finds Taz. Double up and 2 5-7s remaining as Snacks sets a crossfire that allows them into the site, but again, Bolts is going to lurk up late through the smoke. And Snacks was found here last time. Bolts, he's going to try and push him this time. Scoped in, absolutely knows he's there. That gives him up. Down he goes. He's been left alone there twice. Lucas, it looked like he was going to find Lucas in the last round. This time, Bolts may have walked in too soon, but Pasha finds Bolts after he walks in, so still a chance for it as Henny. 13 HP, Steel 17. Bialy on a 5-7 is definitely still a factor in this round along with Pasha. As bomb gets planted, Henny safe side, and aid goes through. It's 9 now to work with for Henny as he tries to get a fast shot on toward Romeo, but no one's there. They've gone through the door instead. Flash over. Henny's got to back off. They know he's on the site. They've heard the shot, so it's the AK that becomes the problem for Steel. He's going to back off the stables. Henny, with that information, is able to catch Pasha. But Bialy has picked up a weapon. We said he was a factor. He definitely becomes more so than that now. He does not have a kit. He's got some time to work with. He's got to bait out Steel. He's got to peek. He's got to snap fast to his left, and he can't do it fast enough. Good accuracy from Steel. He knew exactly where the bomb was.
Big round there from Immortals. Comes down to the tight clutch as well. Steel, good play. Low HP. Bialy, like you said, no kit. Couldn't go for the full defuse. Steel times to perfection as well. Comes out, blows his head off. Good awareness as to where the bomb is down. And that came down to Snacks, really. He gets his first 2 frags, sure, but he was stuck in between long A. His teammates drop on the A side, so he has to stay in that tight corner. Bolts on the other side of the smoke. He deployed to protect himself. He hears the scope come through, pushes the smoke, and manages to find the key kill. At that point, Pasha did chime in as well, but wasn't quite enough. The 1v1 eludes Bialy. We go 4-2 here. I think the money has been broken for Virtus.pro as well, so they'll take the pause. I think this might be technical, you know.
There's a lot of chatter for a technical pause. I don't see any admins rushing to aid, but Immortals are certainly not as talkative.
I think they're going to... Well, they're saying this is a server issue.
Okay, so fair enough. Typically speaking, yeah. So I think it is. This is more what I would expect to see from a technical. No one speaking at all, because typically they have to mute. It's not allowed to be used as tactical. So there's confirmation. Good spot for you. I guess you are on the server. I should trust you more, Henry.
Yeah.
I've lost trust
Sometimes.
in humanity.
4-2. Well, Virtus.pro. Great start, winning the first 4 rounds, but Steel and Co now looking very good, especially these tight clutches on the A bomb side as well. No really convincing rounds just yet. They're having to be a little bit tested, but they have broken the money of Virtus.pro now, giving them a chance to really get back into this.
Just want to point out something going on Cash on our B stream.
Go on.
Space Soldiers coming into this, they've struggled to qualify for various events. They even played in, I think they were in Germany itself too, to try and qualify for the minor.
Yeah.
Didn't make it through, and I was a bit surprised by that, because they're a team that I've always said has the upset potential. It is currently 10-3 for them over SK.
I saw that. I saw them
SK
playing
goes
it.
back to Cash as well, which has been an issue for them in the past.
They are an incredibly skilled lineup, but against the likes of SK Gaming, arguably the #1 team in the world right now.
Apparently, Lurpus sent out a tweet saying you would expected them to prepare because they had time to prepare, seeing the opening draw in the bracket for how the Swiss system started off. But he said, how can you prepare for this style? So obviously SK is up to no good, doing something, or sorry, excuse me, Space Soldiers is up to no good, doing something rather intuitive and elaborate. Unorthodox, perhaps.
I
wish I could see it, but I'm very excited. I have Space Soldiers as my dark horse in this event.
You've always been a fan of those guys. And
let's clarify that. A fan not saying that they could be a top team or, oh yeah, they're the next, they're the next. But a fan in that, no, but I just want to clarify, because I've never said that they could be the best team in the world, but I've always been very curious as to what they would do on a stage with some of the better teams in the world.
Sure, me too. They said in their video as well, the little kind of intro we had to them earlier in the day, they prefer playing on LAN. Obviously, when they're playing in Turkey and stuff, they get like 90 ping to even European servers. So it's really difficult to get a real test. Even if they're playing those minor qualifiers online, they're still playing with that difficult setup. So it's great to see them turning up on LAN, like Calix and Xantaras as well. We saw what they can do at the 2-on-2. Obviously, can't take too much away from that. We knew they were very, very skilled players indeed, and I'm very excited for that. If they win that game against SK Gaming, this could be an exciting tournament. That's kind of nuts.
Yeah, that could be a very, very exciting prospect. Keep in mind that it would put, if that goes through, SK and Fnatic both in the 0 and 1. The Swiss system seemed like the solution to a seeded group where you get, especially in the major, where you get 2 teams that are residual, if you will, that come over from being in the playoffs last time that maybe aren't even on form. There's so much time between majors. And you can have some groups that are rather lopsided. You always have a group of death, and you always have one that's relatively easy. And it continues to be a trend that breaks itself in that if you have an easy group, you get a team that doesn't deserve to be there, suddenly they're in seated higher next time, and it's a continuous cycle. So it seemed like the solution. I've got to give it more review. I think the Swiss system best of 1, because one upset just it compounds itself in that it continuously creates sort of an avalanche effect, the snowball effect of how the bracket goes. It's definitely exciting and interesting.
From a spectator point of view, I think it's really cool.
It is, but it's still not.
Every system is going to have its flaws, right?
Absolutely.
That's
I guess a best of 3 Swiss or a reseeded Swiss maybe, in the fact that we go sort of 8 teams or 6-6, and then after you go to your 1-on-1s or 0-2s, whatever, then you cross over. But anyway, you could always do and debate that for days. We are back into it. It is the terrorists out of Immortals with guns. They've broken down Virtus.pro with 2 straight rounds, having lost the opening 4. So the pistols and no armor, a nade for Taz, I was about to say Snacks, but for Taz, and a deagle for Pasha to try and shut down Immortals, and that deagle has started off well. An opening shot, a one-shot onto Henny, but Lucas avenges his brother, takes down Pasha. They'll start to work toward the B entrance.
Here we go then. A chance for VP to cause some damage here. I think that's all they'll do, though. That was the only player with a really upgraded pistol. We have one more PT-50, but that deagle was very nice from Pasha Biceps, absolutely. We're going to see whether VP can find anything else here. Not much to report, I'm afraid. And it looks like it's going to be one more frag for Taz, maybe not quite. So you get 1 kill in total, and 4-3 coming in. Immortals with 3 rounds in a row now. Money's starting to balance out slightly. Virtus.pro can certainly bring out the AWP once again, but Snacks, he's brought up that so interesting weapon, the Mag 7. He's so good at this, Matt. Somehow he makes it work every single time
at long
A. That's nuts. The only player that consistently gets 2 frags with this weapon. We'll see whether he does it once again. It's around round array. He could have brought more. You can see he's got so much utility, the fuse kit as well, but he wants the Mag 7. He actually brings it to the table more often than not.
And he's that long again. We know JW's used a shotgun. Typically the pump for him at drop, but you mentioned it. Ooh, they're nading it. I wonder if they have an inkling. I wonder if they're suspecting something. They'll definitely know Snacks' presence will be here. But how do they approach it? With a shotgun, he misses the opening shot. First time in a while I've said that in that position. So Lucas is able to take him down as Henny finds Taz. That'll open up the A side, at least for now. They rotate over. They'll be there just about the same time by which the terrorists will be arriving in this site. Neo has to fire a KNG, but comes out. Well, it doesn't really come out of the battle at all. It comes out worse for where it goes down. It's Bialy that follows the same grave mistake, and Pasha, the last alive, just trying to save the AWP at this point in time. Too obvious, I think, if he went toward T-spawn after getting a kill in tunnel, so he'll try and battle his way out of this situation.
Very convincing round from Immortals once again. We know they're a good Cobblestone team, especially on the T side, right? That's when they actually seem to be the absolute best. I mean, I've always said the word like flamboyant. I think it's very cool, and watching them just work as a pack and having great aims going in together. Lucas, a player I would say was absent in the major qualifier for them, but he's stepping up and going above and beyond. Pasha, the last player remaining, now desperately trying to hold up the AWP. Won't last for very long though. KNG finds him, shuts him down. We're tied up here, 4-4. Definitely a T-sided map, but it's Virtus.pro on another eco here from what I can see. Going to have maximum loss rate next rounds. Probably get some more deagles. Some Max 7. Snacks is all in. All right, Snacks, calm down. No apprehension there whatsoever. He just went all in. Max 7 head armor as well. Why does he need head armor against AKs, man? Please tell me.
He needs it for the duel with the pistol after they miss the opening shots.
So once they miss 30 bullets, he's ready.
Exactly.
For it. Okay.
Don't ask for my logic and expect no answer. I'll give you something every time, Hank. Typically wrong, but I'll give you something. These bolts will give Pasha more than something. He'll give him 3 or 4 AK bullets to think about to the chest, KNG. The same to Neo. Good shot from Taz. The deagles have been hitting. They're doing damage on these rounds. This is the second time we've seen pistols, and Bolt is on 3. They've already got 2 kills before that. Pistols have definitely been doing damage.
They know what Snacks is, though. That was ideal for him.
He's trying his hardest.
Yeah, he's already been tagged down to 17. A bit of cat and mouse going on here. It looks like Snacks will be dealt with momentarily. Could find the frag of the silent spear. Take a hell of a shot, but Henny, he's got 1 ready to go. Takes him down, and that force buy from Snacks.
Snacks is that annoying guy during hide and seek, where you check where you think he is, and he sees you check it, and then he goes, well, I know he's already checked it, I'll just move there. And he just keeps moving, and you can never find the guy because he's just like right behind you.
That was a crazy good tactic. I remember that.
Yeah.
As soon as you got room to go, you just get in there.
Yeah. Oh, he's already checked that room. He's not going back there for a while. I'll go over there now.
Well, here we go. Another gun round. Double orb setup. It seems like Virtus.pro want to be there. Like, Chad and I have kind of analysed this extensively. We don't think the double orb is the best setup. Bialy once again. He's struggling in the drop-down room. It's going to be Lucas this time. Very good game from him. A double frag once again. He's still alive. Wants a bit more here. Neo actually missing the spray, and he's on 1 HP. Surely that's the end of his rampage.
It is indeed. Neo knew he was in the corner. Made no mistake of pre-firing it. 1 HP. It even came through a cobblestone wall to take him down, as now it's going to be a convergence to the A site. Snacks goes to cannons, capping the smoke on either side, but no opening in it. There might be toward top ramp, but only if he could survive long enough, because they've swung around behind him on this site. You might have expected him to find the shot on steel, but no luck this time for Snacks as Pasha battles off from inside of the hut. Bolts finds him. Neo inside of the site. Steel wins that exchange as well. Another round for Immortals. They go 6 in a row.
They're looking great, aren't they? Pumped up. They said the major qualifier was good for them. Not the cleanest of events, but still got the result they wanted. The first one they'll be at the major coming up in a couple of weeks. Well, less than that. And we go into Virtus.pro, giving yet another round away here after going up 4-0. They are getting pulverized right now, especially towards drop down. That's the problem right now. Bialy unable to actually do anything about it seems. Lucas this time, as with KNG before, just running in and helping himself to the first frag. Henny this time, he does the very same, takes down Snacks at the very beginning of the round. 5 on 4, only pistols and some HE grenades. Bialy has some body armor. Need more than that to defend the drop down run, I think. But now Immortals got that first pick, sticking together. This is great for them so far. But the thing is, on Cobblestone with VP, you can never count them out, right? They're the kings that come back on this map, I would say. They've done it so many times at big tournaments. You think they're out of it, then all of a sudden they find like 6 rounds in a row in the second half, and then we're back into it. Some heartbroken moments thinking back to likes of North, for example.
This team gets inside of the drop room. Bialy's already lost most of his team inside B, so he's really not sure where he should be and where to look. He just goes down as a result. Couple slaps, couple fist bumps, but Virtus.pro need to do more than that to lift their spirits and confidence. They need to get around. Snacks goes back to one of 2 AWPs. You just talked about this double op setup. Pasha's got the other, not surprisingly, and I expect it'll be the same setup as always. Pasha toward B, Snacks toward long, and so far that's the case. Snacks already actually out toward danger. He won't go for the full peek this time. They are close. They're playing a default Immortals to try and contain Snacks, I feel like, as much as anything. Smoke down toward danger for exactly that reason. They're in fact able to push immediately behind Snacks. This is a huge gap in the defense. They're doubling up the drop room for defense. Snacks is so far removed today. They're actually at the top middle already, so they have to come back through tight choke points just to get the position. And Henny knows Snacks is out there.
Yeah.
He's just going to go straight toward him. He's going to be ready for it, or is he? Not scoped in. Snacks gets one back, and Taz thankfully wins the battle against KNG. But they definitely know what Snacks is up to every round.
Yeah, well, can't lock him down this time. Lucas does get 1 frag in return, but Pasha is there to recover the situation. Bialy goes 1 step further as well. Finally, a round for Virtus.pro after losing 7 in a row. They do manage to post number 5 on the board. Immortals, pretty much the same approach for them, focus on that drop-down area. Like you said, Virtus.pro with 2 players there this time, looking much stronger, and the orbs coming to life. Back to that double orb setup, and Snacks, he pointed out, it looked like he was dead to rights there, but taken down was Henny. Round number 13. He got a fast first half, but here we go. Immortals looking to win it. They bring out another full buy. They've still got a lot of money in the bag. Still 8 grand even after the reinvestment. So absolutely fine going forward. Not the same story though for VP. Has another great headshot from Lucas. Fast up middle. Just complete change of pace. I like this.
He's already at the top of Juliet. 8 through for Lucas. Knows that they're likely close to the door, so watch the damage. Snacks again from long this time. Confused on a second shot, but still finding the opener. And winning in the fact that they're trying to go through and segregate him. He's still alive in the round. Good shot from Bolts, but Snacks gets him back immediately. Lucas and Henny against Snacks and Pasha. It's 3 of 4 players left on the AWP, the exception being, obviously, when you list those names, is Lucas, as he sits with the rifle. And he sits beside his brother as they work together. It's Snacks to back off as well. Bombs down toward the A site. They know that. Know exactly where they are. Snacks again is going to step wide. That's 3 kills for him in the round as Henny's going to go hunting. It's now 3 ops left.
Oh, hit him!
Through the stable he did indeed, and then goes wide with the pistol to confirm the kill.
Just when it looked like they'd done everything perfect there on Immortals. Snacks is such a nuisance along A, hitting every single orb shot. And then the last one as well, just insult to injury. The wall bang through the stable, and he finishes things off with a 5-7 as well. He seems so confident that he'd done that damage. Very, very good stuff from Snacks. Immortals, the reason they changed the pace and go for a 5-man rush middle, because of Virtus.pro, they know they've adapted to them finally. They bring 2 players in towards that drop-down position. Let's just rush middle. We'll have the number advantage. They hit the first few shots, Bolts, lighting up the scoreboard at the start, but Snacks, he's so strong on the A side of the map. You can be happy with him holding that area by himself. Delivers another great performance there. 7-6. Immortals on their final buy here. Won't have money for the last round if they don't win this one. It's going to be a much slower paced round though. Presumably focusing once again towards drop down. Maybe going for a wall of smoke execution towards the B side of the map. But Pasha, ready and waiting, wants to take this challenge.
Taz and Snacks both over toward A. Good shot. KNG wins against Pasha, so they've given up on trying to isolate Snacks. That didn't work the last 2 rounds. Let's go back to basics. Let's go back to B. Strat's getting caught off. Neo gets Bolts. KNG's able to slip behind him. I don't think he knows he's there. KNG, gets spotted though by Bialy first, and then Neo responds. I'm not sure Neo had a sense that he was even in that position, so perhaps Bialy saves him in that sense. It gives them now the man advantage, missed timing, and the fact that Henny's up close. Neo gets dinked down to 26, but Taz has doubled up toward the window. He's very good, we know, at holding that. In fact, last year at Cologne, he had many rounds where he shut down that window, specifically, I believe, against SK.
Absolutely. He's very good there.
So Henny the last alive, around 14. Immortals want 8 to secure the half, but he's got quite the task. His first kill, with 3 still to find. He has the bomb to work with, but not anymore. Snacks has already found him. He got him from the drop room, and even if he hadn't, they had the flank in position, so there was nowhere for Immortals to go. And we saw a little snap of information, but that's gone. I think it's something about space soldiers. I'm assuming that they're leading.
12-3
Wow.
in the first half. That's insane.
T side? I didn't actually look at the side.
Yeah, CD side, yeah.
Still, that's ridiculous.
That's a really cool storyline. If they do that to kick off the tournament, they're going to be ones to watch. Imagine them in the playoff. Crazy. But anyway, let's get into the final round here. Virtus.pro versus Immortals. Virtus.pro after losing 7 rounds in a row. Recovering now. Seems like their adjustments have worked out for them. Like I said, money would be broken, but still, that doesn't bother him. It's going to be Neo this time. From the drop-down area that gets taken down. Still with the advantage, I would say, in terms of the firepower. It's going to be Lucas, though, probably taking that away from the Bialy. A really rough game for him, but Pasha, he is the last line of defense, trying to do what he can, but doesn't look like it's enough.
Snacks back in the window from drop, gets Henny. He just made himself comfortable. A shot from Snacks on 3 HP. Legs up, bolts in the back of the site, but unfortunately he's gone down as Steel continued to push, and Steel will take the AWP to take down Taz. 8-7. Immortals win the half after starting down 4-0. Bit of a brawl at the end. But this is anyone's game. I won't say Virtus.pro's back just yet, but Immortals certainly are looking alive.
It was good adjustments for Virtus.pro. They didn't seem overwhelmed. They were changing things up, and they were really happy to go with that double offset. I don't think Immortals abused that enough, but they were abusing drop-down zone for sure. Once they realized that Bialy wasn't having the greatest of games, keep going in there dry. AK-47s in his face. It was actually very impressive. And we'll see whether Virtus.pro can bounce back here. I've been impressed so far what they've been presenting, but want to see a bit more. We'll take a quick break and find out.
Getting rough, my mind just sounds like Shia LaBeouf. It says no, 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 just no, 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 no. And every time I see him with you, my heart sounds like Shia LaBeouf too. No, 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 no.
You're my Shia LaBeouf, Henry.
It's true.
Absolutely. Well, that said, we've got a game on our hands. We've got a game on the other stream, it seems, as well as we were looking into that during our break. It seems SK are making a bit of a comeback on the T side. It was up to 12-10 as we cut away. And this stream, 8-7 as we get into the second half. Pistol Immortals with the slight edge. They've gone a little more heavy on pistol buys rather than armor in this round. They've got a CZ and a nade on bolts, a smoke and a kit for steel on this T side. It's 2 flashes still in play, but smoke's already down, and they want the B site. They're going to stick with the Glocks, even though they have the lack of armor on 2 players. It's Henny that starts it off well. Good headshot on the second player, Taz. Steel is there to follow up and get Neo after he had gone down. So Pasha and Bialy inside of the site make that just Pasha. Have yet to get a bomb plant and don't have much to work with in terms of position. Pasha will try and get himself out of a cage, but he won't escape KNG.
He will not. Pretty standard execution there from Virtus.pro. Couple of smokes deployed, one towards the drop-down area, one towards connector as well. Flashing over, trying to trade frags, but they weren't looking at Chicken Coop. Aggro taken away from that area. Henny strikes. He gets 2, I think maybe 3 kills in total. I think it was 2. And manages to win the round. KNG rotating in as well. Teammate bought him enough time. And no bomb going down, but we could see an interesting idea from Virtus.pro. Most teams do force buy in the second round. They have got the deagles out, but no armor. So whether they're trying to plan something interesting for round number 3, I'm not sure, but I'd assume it's just a different variation, not going all in, having more money for the actual gun round itself. But deagles certainly can cause damage on this map, keep it nice and long range. Pasha's had some good shots with it already, trying to work the upper platform here. Will they be gifted a chance? Doesn't look like it just yet. Using that HE to fall back. Nice play there from Bolts. They just want to make sure they win this round. Immortals, this means so much to them. We kick off another tournament here with a 1-0. They have got 2 rifles to work with, 3 SMGs. MP7 making another appearance here. Seems to be coming into the meta more and more these days.
Yeah, Immortals famously chasing the Swiss system, with the exception of Katowice, so they'd like to get off on a good start again and then hold that. Go up 2-0 for a change, perhaps. Bolts putting his best effort in to do so. Gets 2, make it 3. Good kills. Shots down mid from KNG will tag Taz to 2 HP, and he'll pursue the position just to hold the angle, make sure he doesn't escape back out toward middle to keep the information. Bombs down toward T-spawn, or excuse me, T hallways, Henry. They kind of lead to T-spawn. It's not really the same thing. Fine. It is just Taz remaining with the deagle in hand, and really not a hope other than just a kill or 2, and even that would be a challenge. Exactly why. Steel's able to take him down. We go to double digits for Immortals first. But we get ready for the guns for Virtus.pro in the round after this. They haven't invested too heavily, so the fact is Pasha could actually get an AWP out in the first gun round.
We'll see what he decides to do. It was an interesting approach from Virtus.pro. Normally, if you don't get the bomb down the pistol, you're fully investing into round number 2. Everything you've got. Just the eagles there, but quite a conservative approach. Immortals do hit double digits now. They'll be able to keep up their MP7s and UMPs. Just opening the bathroom doors there. For some reason, I don't know why, but having a look inside just in case. No one in there, unfortunately, for him. As we enter round number 18 here, not really much Virtus.pro can do with this one. They've got PT-50 sure. 1 flashbang, though. Maybe waiting for the initial utility to be used by the CTs. Flash into a key position and try and trade a frag. Very unlucky the bomb goes down, but got to have hope.
Bolts is going to push up as well with the SMG. Long beat. Already up to the archway leading to the tunnel, smoked off. UMP to work with. It's going to spot them now as that fades, but spots too many of them. How does he control the situation? Well, gets a double. That's reasonable. Snacks will take him down, though. There's a gun there available for them. He wants to go get it, but he has the bomb, so a bit of a risk, and he's not in position to capitalize. Tries to get flashed in by his teammate. It actually lands directly beside him and fully blinds him up.
Well, they've got 1 frag, but Bolts, he's taking down 2. Snacks has recovered the UMP, and we'll see whether Steel can add to the frag. Totally can't. He didn't really have to commit to that by himself. He gives that UMP a chance to cause even more damage here. Now it's getting quite uncomfortable with the CTs. Taz coming towards the window with his favoured positions. Takes a nade to the face, though. Unarmoured. That's going to do considerable damage. Down to 16 HP. KNG, though. This is a bit messy for Immortals, I have to say. No armour, no nade. Just PT-50s here. Looks like it'll be recovered, but didn't have to be this expensive, I have to say. Henny with a nice shot to finish things off. Almost got a hand there.
Yeah. That would have been catastrophic for Immortals.
Yeah.
Sitting at only 10 rounds, give a round to Virtus.pro, give them economy to work with. Those are odds. They've shifted.
Our friends at Betway. Who would you have favoured going into this one, all things considered?
I don't know. It is a bigger event. We haven't seen Virtus.pro in a while. We know they've been putting in effort. Immortals are coming off of a qualifier. I might have favored Virtus.pro just for the fact that they're due for a result, but then I wouldn't be convinced to see them have that same result for the whole tournament. I might have seen them kind of hit that first game, first stride. It's tough. I do think this one was quite even.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough. But here we go. Lucas looking to level the playing field. He's going to take that first kill down. Neo responds, though. He's got considerable damage towards Taz as well. Henny, known to be a very good close-range AWPer. Going to have his work cut out for him here as he looks toward long A, stuck in a stables position.
Steele behind the APC as well as Henny's going to back up. Steele's recognized the fact that no one's been watching Dropper Connector. They could actually be slipping up behind him, so he can't afford to peek front sight just yet. And in not doing so, he's left Henny sitting in the open. Good response from Pasha. We said he was saving for that AWP. Well, he's brought it out and showing us why. As he gets a pick on entry, it's down to Steele 1 versus 2. Good shot with an M4 of all weapons to take down Pasha's AWP, not needing to overpeak Bialy. He goes back for a third try, and the AK wins, so Virtus.pro take the first gun round.
Touch and go, I have to say. Lots of money available for Immortals. Maybe not the case for Virtus.pro. Just about win the round there. Steele did everything he could from behind the APC. Lovely shot, I have to say, to take down the AWPer as well. Bialy, very quiet game for him by his standards. That kill brings him up to 8 and 14, but it's a huge round. And you can see it's the first gun round going in favor of Virtus.pro. Full bite does come in. We'll see how convincing it is for the CT side. Double AWP setup, so they didn't have to do that. They could have dropped a rifle perhaps, but opting for the sniper rifles and then one M4, a couple of pistols as well. Pasha boosted up, looking for any aggression from these CTs. You would expect it to come in as well, considering the buy they have available to them. Bolts, like I said, yeah, flashbang, try and get that first pick. Perfect boost there from the Virtus.pro side, and now they can slow things right down. Don't have to overcommit. Still, the reaction is from the CT side. What's the play here? Do they try and push any sort of part of the map towards long A? Danger. Maybe boost up from drop down, but can't really do too much with this. Good news is that they still have both AWPs up. One towards top and middle, that's KNG. Henny at the back of the B site, behind the statue position. So it looks like we'll have a Virtus.pro B commitment momentarily. Don't have to rush here. Things considered. Still have smokes to work with as well. Snacks with the bomb. We'll give that to Taz though. Wants to operate alone, it seems.
Smoke to be set for Bialy. From Bialy. And it'll go to the wall. Double up M4, Steele. The M4 gets close enough, drops Taz with bomb. 40 seconds, they can grab that, but it's inside of the site. They have to commit, and Pasha will help them do so as Henny flashes through. No smoke on the backside of the statue. He fires a shot early. They know exactly where he is, and he misses the shot on Bialy that allows them closer for the plant. KNG. He at least gets one over the edge of the statue to find Neo. He knows as well that Snack's inside of the drop room, and he's now stuck in the site, surrounded by them. Oh. That shot would have bailed him out, potentially even given him a way to save at the very least, but yes. Misses it. Snack stays alive. Bialy takes him down. Virtus.pro find 2 in a row. We go 11-9.
Yeah, and probably 11-10, all things considered, because Immortals now, that was technically a force, but they got double AWP. Sure, that's great, but 2 players on pistols, 1 and 4. They were clutching at straws at best there. So Bolts tried to get flashing towards the upper platform, couldn't find anything for it, and Virtus.pro just slowing things down there. The 5 and 4 smokes out, takes some slow map control there, and Henny missing some key shots, and the B side was fully exposed. And okay, that's a nice little rush on the CTs, but they're mowed down one by one with his Mac 10s, and the round is over before we even get a chance to finish our sentence. It's going to be a quick one for Immortals. They knew they had nothing to work with there. Try and rush through, and a surprising tactic, I guess, but the Mac 10s ready and waiting. That adds to the coffers quite considerably of Virtus.pro. Do they keep these Mac 10s, Matt? What do you think?
Mac Daddy, baby.
Yeah, that's your call.
Yeah.
Do it. Just get it. I guess why not? You've got a huge round here. If you do manage to win it with something very fast towards drop down, both Mac 10s going together, that could be quite an interesting idea. They're going to be setting up for smoke. So this is a B execution off the very start. This is something from the boot camp, I think.
This, I was going to say, I was just about to spot
something new.
This is like NIP smokes to B?
Yeah, but normally you do these smokes like as you're rushing, you have like 2 players doing it. I've never seen it like that before, like 4 players lining up like that just for a set piece. It looks quite interesting.
So down they go. It's a deep wall, leaving the entirety of the platform. That's really cool. Now, the problem is that it leaves the platform, so they have to confront Henny at some point in time, and there is a player in Hobbit Hole, which could spoil it all, except... Oh, that's even cooler.
Look at it.
They drop down into the alley, they go behind their own smokes, and they reverse the play. They're going to retake, essentially, the site from the CTs. They get behind them. Oh, I love the... That's so intuitive and brilliant. That's awesome. Great to see Virtus.pro getting creative. Snacks takes down KNG. It's only Lucas remaining. They had no idea how to respond.
So it looks like the wall of smoke is a traditional one, right? But you could see a path being burrowed for them on the right-hand side. They go by the tree, through the smokes, and then, like you said, retake the site. The CTs have no idea what's going on. They think, is this a fake? Is it actually coming towards it? They're going towards A? No, that's a brilliant new strategy we've seen from Virtus.pro. The boot camp definitely paying off, and Immortals wondering what in God's name just happened to them. I've never seen that before.
They
that's
even
a great
thought,
strategy.
if we get inside of the smokes, because that's usually the hard part, is
exactly.
getting inside the wall. So they're inside them, and then
we've
guess
got
what?
it, boys,
We're
ready to
behind
go.
you. Yeah, that is super cool. That one smoke as well, in front of the hole in the wall, lets them drop in so convincingly.
That was very cool indeed.
Question is that, I mean, that almost has some adaptation to it as well, because you don't necessarily have to wrap around behind them. You can still just take the site with the smokes down. So how do you counter that?
Well, that's quite a large hand Virtus.pro has shown us in the first game of Cologne.
No shaving strats for the major.
No, exactly. That's what I meant. Like they seem to be giving everything away in the first game. I guess when you're kind of trying to revigorate the team and get everyone back into a winning mentality, just throwing everything you've got into these games, making sure you win against kind of opposition you would expect to. Against Immortals, you'd say Virtus.pro, obviously a more decorated team in terms of CSGO. But that was kind of interesting. I haven't seen that in that kind of intuitive play in a long time. That was really cool. So it was 11-11, sure, but it looks like we might have a server issue. They're talking about it on the server right now. They're on pause. I think we're okay. We're absolutely fine. It has to be an eco for the Immortals side. As we get into round number 23. CZs, PT50s, some Deagles as well. No armor, no nades. Immortals shouldn't be able to find too much here. But lots of money now. That's Virtus.pro with Mac 10s as well, Matt. So for all the smokes lining up from T-Spawn, that's definitely like NIP. You're absolutely right, because you can use those same smokes, right? Yep. Then rush off towards A.
You can do 3 or 4 different things with those.
Yeah, that's really cool. So you can do 8 splits of that. You can do that fake we just saw, or just do commit to a full B execution.
You could actually, even if they want to play inside, you could actually rush down alley and reverse it and go to A through connector.
Yeah,
you could reverse
that's
sweep.
what I thought they were doing.
I thought so too, and then it was even cooler because they turned.
I thought, wow, this is so interesting. And then they just completely flipped it around. That was actually quite an exciting moment, I think.
Especially the player Cubby, who's like, I'm inside of the smoke. This is no. Oh wait, what are you doing there?
You're not even coming this side.
Yeah,
okay.
I think it was KNG.
Yeah, and the thing, the smokes go down at that point, and he's just in the open essentially, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Bolts, Deagle, burrowed into the stairwell at B. The other part of that is Bolts was actually at Hobbit, which I thought if they walk in is like the perfect position to counter, because they're going to go in so quickly with those smokes down that he's not going to be detected, and they don't even go near him. They completely bypass it. Let's see if he does better with a Deagle this time. He may find one. He's got the crosshair placement, but look at Taz sneaking in, gets the AK shot. Stacked up toward the stairs, and he's going to play Hobbit this time. Molotov out toward KFC. Actually, take that back. They put it right in front of him. I didn't see that one thrown, so they push him out of position. They're definitely reading everything Virtus.pro, and they are in control of this game. They're going to take down KNG. It leaves Lucas. All 5 were staying alive. Lucas does manage to get one. He's going to try and rotate himself. Okay, back to the same position. I thought maybe toward drop as bomb gets planted. Has to do as much economic damage as possible, but they're building cash, Virtus.pro, and they've definitely taken the lead now, 12-11.
Yeah, they've got stacks for days. It's like every player's on $10,000. Definitely not the same story for Immortals, but they do have enough for double orbs at least on the chase right now as they lose the lead, 12-11. It's going to be 5 rounds in a row for Virtus.pro after losing the pistol, going down 3-0. Looking very good right now, and they're sending 4 players outside B once again. Are they lining up the same smokes? They're not. Back to a more default round here, round number 24. CT adjustments. Let's see if we can find any. KNG with the other orb. He's towards long A. Snacks-esque. Lucas backing him up towards danger, just watching his back. And for now, Virtus.pro slowing things right down. Pash is still the main AWP, it seems, on the CT and T side. That's always been a question mark on Virtus.pro. They do have the ability to mix things up. Neo, Snacks definitely have the potential to be main AWPers as well. And they did say their boot camp has meant they've been adjusting everything. And we've seen one of their really cool strategies already. I'm intrigued to see what they bring on other maps as well. That
also says to me that they're happy letting this go to the best of ones. We often see a neutral ground map. Immortals we know like this map, so the fact that it got here, I was thinking, okay, maybe Immortals are onto something. Virtus.pro's clearly prepared. Very clearly done some work to polish their map pool. We already knew they were decent on Cobble, but that's a very creative, innovative. And that smoke. Well, that's going to be very thin any second, and it is thin enough. He's got Pasha down. Finally, the opening pick for Immortals. It's been a while since they've had one to work with. They desperately need this gun round as well, especially with a double op purchase.
Good. Steal adds to the total as well. It's got the clean sweep coming in from Immortals here. It's going to be Bialy, the last player remaining. He can't find the frag, and it's going to be Henny to open things up with the AWP, following them towards that drop-down position. Steal was ready for them, and they managed to bring a round back in their favour. 12-12 now, as we do have them. Plenty of cash to work with. That's a nice clean round, only one player going down. So they'll bring the double upset up out once again. Still defuse kits here. Virtus.pro, as we said, they had so much money to work with. Still have a buy in hand here, even if you lose this round. So do they bring another strategy in? That's the question. 5 players towards A. It looks like it's a complete change of what we saw in the previous round.
We actually haven't seen Virtus.pro go A too many rounds. Unlike Immortals that we mentioned, we're trying to isolate Snacks. That seemed to be a large part of their game plan. It worked early on, but then he shut it down himself. He took authoritative action. Ooh, good timing. We talk about that corner a lot and that particular flashbang because a lot of operators will wait to shoot. Some don't. He certainly did not. He gets one for it, but Lucas is found by Snacks. KNG's gone toward danger, and he's gone back up to find Snacks and the bomb, and what a shot on Pasha! KNG! Perhaps the best round we've seen since he's been on Immortals. He'll go down eventually, but 4 absolutely huge kills as Bialy is the last remaining survivor on Virtus.pro.
That was so sick from KNG. 2 no-scopes into the mix as well. It's up to Bialy to try and recover the 3-on-1 situation. Hasn't had the best game. He won't be doing anything dramatic in round number 25. Still takes him down. But oh my god, KNG, you're absolutely right. Probably one of the absolute best rounds we've seen from him since he joined. That was insane. I thought the first shot was good towards long A. And he just keeps hitting no-scope after no-scope. No stopping this man in round number 25. It's going to be a big round for him. Doesn't shut down the money just yet for Virtus.pro, but the excitement levels definitely rising now in the first game here.
The king. Man, oh man. No one's getting around long corner today. It doesn't matter which side.
Yeah.
You're right. It doesn't get the economy gone yet. Virtus.pro still have a chance in this, but very important round for both teams in that sense. So timeout called, or is it?
Bit of both. Maybe a timeout and a technical issue. I'm not sure.
Seems like it's tech, but they have to be quiet in this. What's the call going to be? It's almost worth calling a tactical on the back of this technical because do they go aggressive with the op again for Pasha? He's got 7,400,
sure,
and they would be in 3rd round loss bonus, so I guess they can justify it. It should be straightforward in that sense.
Well, Immortals with the lead for now. But yes, technical pause as the server had a couple of issues, I believe. KNG looking incredibly sharp there. So anyone who's not aware, he is the latest pickup for Immortals. He replaced FNX. Once he left the team, we were all kind of wondering who the replacement would be, but KNG coming in as a main AWP player, actually, and brought in to kind of work with Henny, and he seems to be very proficient with the rifles as well, to be fair to him, but great for these double AWP setups, and you can see what he can do with that weapon.
And we've already got the interesting result you were talking about. 16-14 Space Soldiers have beaten SK.
No way!
To start things off on the B stream.
Okay,
that's
this tournament
ridiculous. Yeah, this is very exciting. If anyone thought the major status was the only thing that made Cologne, my god, you're wrong. This is so much more. This is already starting out to be amazing.
It actually happened. I've had to get up my chair. That's too much. SK Gaming, the number...
It's a stool, but yes, you are out of it.
Yeah, well, they don't know that. Either way, SK Gaming managing to drop a map to Space Soldiers, a team that no one's really had in their books of doing anything. Obviously, like we always said, they've got skilled players and they have decent results online, but still, that's unbelievable.
We're going to actually, in a second here, bring up the last round of that game. So it's for 15-14. We obviously know the score. This is how it went down. If you don't have a dual monitor, aren't watching both streams, or maybe you are and you just want to see it again, because I'm looking at the buy. It's a double op setup, Deagle, M4 UMP for Space Soldiers against a full bot in SK, who have already worked back into this. So how does this transpire? Pretty aggressive setup in mid from CT, I have to say.
It's not looking good in terms of, like, they got UMPs, Deagles, right? No kits, no armor on one of the orbs. So technically SK have a huge advantage here, but and they get the first pick as well.
I was going to say, it must be an early pick that gives them the... Well, that's gone. That theory is out.
We'll have a look. Xantares, probably the biggest name within Space Soldiers. Let's see if he can step up here. Bit of map control from SK, biding their time, looking good for them so far. Waiting for the CT reactions to come in, and maybe that's their downfall.
It may have been. It's kind of interesting to cast around where we know the outcome, but we don't know how.
But it's such a dramatic result, I guess.
To see it. It's massive. I mean, Fur just gets flashed in twice. Doesn't peek on it. And bomb leading toward A, so... And rotations off the site. This must be a sloppy exchange to start it. Major pushes with an AWP. He's on his own. There's someone behind him at Squeaky. No one's opened the door yet. And Fur is hesitant as ever to try and wait for them to get into A main. So that actually slowed down the play a lot and brought a rotation back. That kill is probably the most substantial kill in the entire round.
There we go. The final commitment from SK. Xantaras, like we said, the star name, he goes down. So this is the recovery from SK Gaming. He's still with the CTs in the lead. Coldzera, I guess, low HP. It just crumbles because they've only got 10 seconds. And 2-on-2. Does the bomb even go down?
It can't.
Might be
oh,
denied.
no. That's, yeah, it'd be denied. Oh, what a shot from Paz to do it. That's incredible. That round, I have to say, is one off of Major pushing A main and staying alive as well, because SK did not trade him back, and they were just starting to rotate back to B with no one inside of B at all to get information. As soon as he spots that, they all came back. So that's pretty massive, I have to say.
It is pretty massive, map. And hopefully, I think we're back into our game almost certainly. Technical timeout, as you can see. We had a couple of server issues here, but it's VP chasing Immortals now. It's been quite an up and down game, I have to say. I've been interested to see what Immortals can bring to the table after making it to the major finally. They're up 13-12 right now here on Cobblestone. Virtus.pro, definitely in some poor form generally in the last few months. But they said the boot camp's working out for them. They've had some very interesting strategies in terms of the execution towards that A side of the map as well. The first time we've seen that. It's similar, like you said, the NIP smoke, the first time we saw those for, oh, there's a lot of options of that. So many fakes you can do. And do they bring anything to that sort of vibe right now? It doesn't look like it. Round number 26. Virtus.pro 12, Immortals 13. Double orb set up for the CTs.
Pasha trying to get closer with the AWP. Look at how fast this flank's coming in. Oh my goodness, Bolts is behind them and they're still setting up. He's gonna get free kills. He's got two, snaps it over and gets Bialy as well. That should have been traded back. That's so big, so audacious for him to push all the way around and get to P tunnels when we were still at 1:30 by the time he'd pushed through A.
Very, very impressive stuff. Bolts has been the star player and then some for Immortals in the last few weeks. It's been great to see. Pasha now with Snacks, trying to recover the situation. They've got an all for Pasha. Just hoping a mistake's made. They've only found one kill so far. That's after 3 have gone down. So Pasha needs to work hard here. He's got no nades to work with. Snacks has the Molotov, but they're separated. Snacks towards long A with the bomb as well. If he gets dropped, that's round over. Needs to be very careful as Pasha repositions, trying to help him out. Don't really have much to work with it. So with no smoke, how do they cross to the A side? Have to use that Molotov very intelligently.
Smoke. Another flash, excuse me, from Snacks. Pasha will follow up. Molotov to push them back.
Gets the position away as well. He fires the weapon. They might just save her.
This will put Immortals on 14, and we talked about finally breaking down the bank. Save would be smart almost for that reason. The money is going to be with a third round bonus just around the threshold where maybe they could force, they could justify forcing with the 2 guns that they do save and try and keep this off of overtime point. But Immortals are now 2 away.
Well, they'll be just about enough to buy with the money they have remaining. There's the frags and Bolts. What a backstab that was. 3 in total as well. They just didn't see that coming whatsoever. Tunnel vision from them in terms of the B setup. Is it an interesting idea from the CTs to push through those mid doors? Bit of a gamble for sure, but if you get through, can cause a lot of damage there.
So they can have enough to force on this. And I'm almost not opposed to it because I think money's whittling away. If you lose the guns anyway, you're not going to have much to work with moving forward. So, yeah, I think you have to. I think that's the only call to make. With
2 weapons saved and you're 1 round away from match point as well, I think you have to, definitely. So, Virtus.pro, definitely up against the ropes right now. But a saved AWP and AK-47. Pasha hasn't exactly been electric with the AWP, I have to say. I think Snacks is probably their best AWP by far in terms of what he can bring to them in terms of like high impact. Yeah, definitely. Like they're 2 different disciplines, but I think Snacks generally what he does with that weapon is like unbelievable at times. You saw him when he's doing a long A on the CT side as well. He can hold lines if he has to, and he can also be very aggressive. I think Pasha's like he's good for 1 kill potentially with the round. I just don't see him like ever carrying with the AWP. But we'll see. He obviously has the weapon this time. He's currently top fragging for them, 23 kills, doing a decent job. 27. Here we go. Immortals looking for match point here in the best of 1. Pasha
down toward long, waiting for an opportunity. Bolts goes up. He may get one, but it's smoked off, so he won't have that chance. Let's Bialy get up behind the box. They can go for the boost. They've made it work before when the Pistols tried to peek, but this time they're just going to leave Bialy there on his own. They'll go back and put some pressure on the drop instead. Snacks gets down as well. Shot to mask his noise from falling. Bolts.
Nice shot.
Decent step up. Yep, taking Bialy as well. That means Pasha doesn't have a support system to try and bring the opposite position. He's going to go alone. They now have 2 down the drop room as well, so this will be a B split. Bomb toward drop, third one down. Behind the window, they've got Steel waiting, but he's going to allow them in. Neo's already got to the door as well, so this becomes a bit awkward. Thankfully, Bolt steps up. This could be that point with no money left. Immortals, oh, they could go up 0-1. Imagine a world where we have Fnatic, SK, VP all 0-1 to start off this tournament. That makes the second round even more incredibly difficult.
What a difference a year makes here at ESL on Cologne. Who would have thought that would be the way to kick things off? Well, 15-12 does come in. Virtus.pro need 3 in a row now to force overtime, and it's not looking good for the start of that campaign. Tech9s, CZs, 1 UMP as well. Not a single rifle here. They do have the utility to come with. Do they go for the execution once again? Doesn't look like that's the case. Not going to see at least the one we saw before. They do go towards the B side of the map here. HG's using the very start of the round. Still with smokes in their back pockets, Molotovs as well. You'd assume it has to be a wall of smokes towards B. It's the only way I see them actually getting into a bomb site and potentially getting a bomb down here against the double orb setup. That makes a lot of sense. Flashbangs being deployed, smokes being lined up as well. Last chance something for Virtus.pro. What have they got?
Smoke bounced into the alleyway. Nothing toward the tree, but no one boosted. Set smokes all the way across. This is the more strategical and standard wall as they drop in to take out Steel. Side of the E-box. They've got to watch window. That pulls the second player at connector back, and therefore opens up more space in the site. But Annie is taking that space away, and Immortals will go 16-12. They pull it off in the